Hello everybody, welcome to another Trusteft Retro Weekend video. Today it's gonna be a little bit different. I'm not going to do a gameplay video. Well, I might later, but not for this video. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna do a few unboxings of retro games I recently acquired. Most of them are for the Atari ST and one for the Amiga. Also, and the reason why I'm wearing these gloves, I'm gonna do an unboxing and show to you a handheld device, quite old one, which again I recently acquired after looking for one, or not looking, more like wanting to get one for the last many years. I'll talk about it later in this video. So let's start with the video games. First, we have, I'm gonna kill the name of this, but anyway, Saber Team or Saber Team? Yeah, Saber, right? Yeah. This is a turn-based strategy game, tactical strategy game for the Atari ST, STE, as you can see here. Well, perhaps you can, I'm not sure right now. And the Amiga PC, that's definite. I don't know if it was out on other systems. Perhaps it was. And, oh, okay, this is... Alright. Let's just say you have Special Forces. I think it was the SAS, right? Yeah, and you get to do missions with them. It is a fantastic strategy game and still very playable. I actually got to play it a bit again a few years ago, I think. Anyway, let's see what's inside. Alright, first we have a blueprint, very well done, of the embassy that I think the first mission takes place. Anyway, yeah, you can see here embassy blueprint, quite many rooms. You start the mission outside actually, and you get inside. Then we have the weapons available to you, which is also, if I remember correctly, the copy protection scheme, so you need this. Quite a few weapons. Game discs. English instructions, yeah, for the Amiga and Atari ST. Manuals, wow, quite small manual, but the game, I have to say the gameplay wide deep, it's not complicated, so it's quite good. And that's about it. And that was Saber Team, or how did I used to call it? I think I used to call it Sabre. Anyway, this is from 91, I believe. Don't see a date here. Anyway, it is, I think, around 1990. Now, second game for the Atari ST as well. Team Yankee. I think I did a video of this game on my YouTube channel some time ago. This is a real-time simulation slash strategy game slash tactical slash war game. You have a platoon of 4 main battle tanks, and depending on the mission you get extra units. This was very difficult but very fun to play. It is simply, I mean, there were similar games in terms of vague presentation, let's say, where you had several windows, you could give orders to each of your platoons and so on. But I don't think, apart from this series, there was Team Yankee and Pacific Islands, and I think there was one more. Anyway, But I think this was the only one with tanks, main battle tanks. Could be wrong though. Let's see what's inside. Come on. The user guide. Quite thick. Very nice. Unit types, details, briefing, instructions on what buttons do and so on, controls. And what's this? Ooh, a map. A battle map. Okay, I'm not going to open all of it because you're not going to be able to see it anyway. So you can see part of the map here. And we have the disc. Warranty card. And what's this? Briefing notes. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Yeah. Team Yankee. I spent quite a few hours playing this game back in the day. This game was also out on the Amiga and I think the PC. I doubt it was out on anything else, but I could be wrong, as usual. Alright, next. Next is the sole Amiga game in this package, yeah. Conflict, the Middle East simulation by Virgin Mastertronic, yeah. And I believe this is a budget version, but that's the only version I could find. Now, this was one of my favorite games, and still is, of all time. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I got to play it only on the Atari ST and PC. I never got to play the Amiga version, but since the Atari ST and Amiga and PC versions are identical, like, not identical, but like 99% identical, I'm pretty sure this is close to that too. I doubt we'll see many things inside. Yeah. Have the instruction booklet. Well, actually, it's not even an instruction booklet. There are instructions, but it's on the actual cover. And the game. Yeah. Not very impressive, unfortunately. But the game makes up for it. The game is simply fantastic. I did a couple of videos of the game. I covered the game. And yeah. Perfect game. Next game. TF2 Advanced Tactical Fighter 2 for the Atari ST again. This was also out on several other systems. This is the sequel. I never played the first one. I don't know if the first one was out on the Atari ST. I believe it wasn't. Anyway, I remember buying this game in early 90s. 91, 92, and it was summer. I also remember that. This is not, of course, the same copy. And the game is absolutely fantastic if you want action game with some thinking behind it. Some tactical thinking. And yeah. I did a video of this game too on my channel. We have the disc. Okay. A free postcard. And the manual, which is quite thick for an action game, basically. Yes, you can see here we have several maps we can play on, and they don't differ that much in terms of gameplay, but they do offer a nice little variety there. Several difficulty settings and options and lots of weapons. Well, not lots of weapons, but plenty of weapons. Fantastic little game. Well, not a little game. Fantastic. Good game. Yeah. ATF2. Right. Next game. Next game is one that some of you might know. I mean, the previous games are good, but they were not exactly bestsellers. But this is definitely more well known. I think. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, Starflight by Binary Systems and Electronic Arts for the Atari ST, Amiga, I believe, and PC, and who knows what else. This is the ST version. This is the first time I see this box. I mean, when I got it, I never got to own it in the original box back in the day. We have a star chart, star map. Yeah, quite large, with some screenshots around there. Very nice. Floppy disk 2. Ooh, yeah. This is for the copy protection, security access code wheel. And you needed this, unless you had the game cracked, of course, because if you didn't answer properly to the security question, you will get arrested and basically game over. Have the manual. Lots of information, mostly text. Well, not mostly text, only text. What's this? Command summary card. Basically, I guess this is a quick start guide. Yeah, shortcuts and stuff like that. And Electronic Arts registration card. I wonder if EA is still on the same address. Oh, this is in England. Huh. No idea. Perhaps they are, although Electronic Arts have definitely grown since then. I mean, they were always, not always, but since early on they were quite a large company, but I'm pretty sure they are much bigger now. Okay, I'm out of room here. Next game. Again, one of my favorite games, as most of them are. The box is not in perfect condition, but it will have to do. Empire, War Game of the Century by Interstel. Interstel was a company which made several very good strategy tactical games. Starfleet Planetary Campaign. Starfleet was a series of games by Interstel, and yeah, that's a whole nother story. Ooh. Okay, the back of the box, couple of screenshots. I like this text. I like it. It looks good. All right, let's see what's inside. All right. We have one floppy disk. Let's hope it's good, although obviously it's not needed anymore, but yeah. I mean, it's not like I have an Atari anymore. Warranty card. Computer activity 1, see page 9. This is quite a big problem for you to type in if you have not tried using computer card. I'm not sure what this is. Look at the first lines. And this. I remember something about it, but not enough to mention anything without me sounding like a fool. So I'll skip that. This is what? Version 2. Okay, that's good. But what is it? Oh, quick start guide, more or less. Shortcuts and... oh, that's nice. Commands versus game modes. Wow. Reference card. Plenty of stuff. Yeah. I did a video of this game too. I think last year. Colors. Alright. Yeah. This was one of the first strategy games I ever played. Not the first, but one of the first. 1987. And wow. This is the manual. It's Okay, it's not huge, but it's definitely big enough, large enough. Alright. You can see creating your own. Yes, you can create your own worlds. Many options. And fantastic game. And its sequels. It had a couple of sequels and even a remake recently. By recently, I mean the last 10 years. 10, 15 years or something. And yeah, the game, all of them are very good from what I know. And I say what I know because I haven't played the remade ones. I have played this one, of course. I've played the sequel, the two sequels, well, one sequel basically, but in different versions. And yeah, fantastic strategy game and very good multiplayer game too. And if you want, you can play the sequel, the Empire Deluxe version, and by email. And I believe the remake can also do other stuff. Anyway, and the last one, GBH Championship Basketball 2-on-2. Probably my favorite sport game of all time. This is for the Atari ST. And this is a game which I played many hours, including playing it multiplayer with a couple of friends of mine back in the day. And actually they had the what is it called, the Amstrad 464 edition, and would play championships. So would play a game in my place and then in their place and so on. Very good. Yeah. I think I played it on the PC. Anyway, let's open this. It's a bit different. And I'm quite surprised this box is in very good condition that it is. Because it is just cardboard. Thin cardboard. Anyway. So what do we have here? By GameStar. GameStar is the company that made the game. Free gifts, savings, certificates. Okay. We have the manual. Now this is the it says here it is for the Commodore 64 and 128 computers, but also is for the Atari ST. What differences are between the two are inside this one. This extra booklet says player guide notes for Amiga and Atari ST computers. And there aren't many differences, just basically, well, the graphics are different and yeah, a couple other details, but not enough to worry about. And of course the disc. What can I say? I mean, this game was one of my best multiplayer experiences, and I still play the game from time to time on the Atari ST, emulation of course, and I believe it is simply amazing for what it was and what it is. Alright, and that is the end of the actual video games. The last thing I'm gonna show is the unboxing of a handheld device, and the main reason I'm wearing the gloves. I have already opened it once because I want to test if it works, and I couldn't wait till I made this video. And the game is Game & Watch multi-screen Donkey Kong by Nintendo, DK52 model. I believe the colors are a bit off on the box. I think this was the proper color, and this was probably somewhere where the sun hit it for some time. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This game was the first, not the first that I played, but the first that I loved handheld device. I remember playing it with other friends of mine, neighbors at the time. And we got to, let's see, some stickers over the battery for babies, warnings and instructions, more instructions. Yeah. So my memories of this one go back to sometime in the early 80s, before I actually bought a computer. I bought my first computer in 1987. Well, I didn't buy it myself, of course. I didn't have the money. My grandfather did. And the I had my own handheld device, another one, and other friends, neighbors, other kids basically had different handheld devices, and we would meet and just share devices so that we could play other games that we did not own. And this was by far my favorite. I couldn't get one, I couldn't buy one, I couldn't find one, and I didn't have the money to get one. They were quite expensive, at least as a kid. I'm not sure how expensive they were back here, but they were definitely very expensive. And I was very good at it. I mean, when I say very good, I could reset the score every time, easily. I'm not sure how much you can see here. It's gonna be a bit difficult. It's gonna be impossible for me to play like this. But I'm just gonna leave it like that for a second or two. And yeah, I'm wearing the gloves because I don't want to damage it. I don't want to have any smudges on it, because as you can see, it's in perfect condition. It's like new. But just because it looks like new doesn't mean it is new. This is a 34-year-old device. You have to be very careful with them, and especially this bit here in the middle. This is known to go bad, so you have to be extremely careful when playing. Always have at least your two fingers here holding it, so that all the weight does not go on the hinges, and you just play. I'm not going to play here because it's gonna be impossible for me to play, to see, and for you to see too. So let's leave it at that now. Let's just say this is a fantastic handheld. And in case you're wondering, yes, I have lost my skills in this game. I've played it, but yeah, I don't care. This is one of my favorite games of all time. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and more next time, right? 1 second. Yeah, just because. Bye bye.